Hello children. Before moving on to our next topic, we'll first recall the previous topic what we have done. So we were discussing about human digestive system. So once we'll recall the human digestive system, pathway of human digestive system, that is mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus. Yes? So in that we were discussing about the first part, that is mouth. We can even call it as oral cavity or buccal cavity. So in buccal cavity, oral cavity, the first digestion takes place. It is both physical digestion and chemical digestion takes place. So there are three parts in the buccal cavity. One is teeth, two tongue, three salivary glands. Yes. So we have already done with the teeth. So now we will see the tongue and salivary glands. So coming to the tongue it is a muscular organ which is just like a floor of your buccal cavity. And then there are different functions of the tongue in our oral cavity. The first one is it helps in speaking, and the second one is it helps in easy swallowing of the food, and the third is it helps in moving the food particles towards the sides of your mouth so that it can be grinded by your teeth. And here is the picture of the tongue representing the different types of taste buds which helps in detecting a particular taste. Now the taste buds of salt and sweet are present in the front portion of the tongue, and the taste buds of sour are present at the sides of the tongue, and the taste buds for bitter are present at the back portion of the tongue. Then the next part is salivary glands. There are three pairs of salivary glands in our mouth. First pair is submandibular gland, the second pair is sublingual gland, and the third pair is parotid gland. Yes? So these three pairs of salivary glands produces a digestive juice called saliva. Then coming to saliva, what does this saliva contain? So saliva contains mucus and salts with a digestive enzyme called amylase. Yes? So now what is the use of this mucus? So mucus helps in making the food particles sticky in our mouth. And then coming to amylase. Now, amylase is a digestive enzyme which helps in breakdown of complex carbohydrates into simple carbohydrates. Yes, so to explain this, here is an activity that is to show saliva breaks down starch into sugars. So for this activity, we are going to choose two test tubes, the test tube A and test tube B. Test tube A. In test tube A, we are going to take boiled rice, whereas in test tube B, we are going to take boiled and chewed rice. Now, in both of the test tubes, you are going to add a reagent, that is iodine reagent. Now, if in test tube A, if you have seen, there is a color change from to bluish black in color. Whereas in test tube B, you cannot find that color change. It is because in test tube A, it is only a boiled rice. That means it contains a complex carbohydrate called starch. So there is a color change to bluish black. But whereas in test tube B, already saliva action has taken place. That means amylase has converted complex carbohydrates to simple carbohydrates. So that's why there is no color change. So this activity helps us to understand that saliva breaks down starch into sugars. The next part of alimentary canal is esophagus. So this esophagus is a hollow tube of 25 centimeters long which is lined with the mucus, and this is the only digestive part which does not produce any digestive enzyme. So only saliva action takes place. That means the carbohydrate digestion continues throughout the esophagus until it reaches the stomach. The esophagus is made up of muscles. So the muscular movement, that is contraction and relaxations of the muscles, helps in easy movement of the food throughout this hollow tube into stomach. Now stomach is the widest part of the alimentary canal where food is stored for almost 2 to 4 hours and most of the digestion takes place in the stomach. Now if you see, the stomach lining is with mucus and it also contains gastric glands. Now this gastric glands which produces digestive juice called gastric juice, which contains mucus, HCl and digestive enzymes. The gastric juice mixes with the muscular action of the stomach with the food, and then the mucus that is present in this gastric juice helps in protecting the acid effect. Now coming to this acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid, which kills the bacteria that is present or that comes along with the food. And then coming to the gastric juice, which contains the enzyme. The enzyme helps in protein digestion. Here the digestive enzyme pepsin action takes place. So pepsin helps in digestion of proteins to smaller peptides. The partially digested food moves from the stomach to the next part of the alimentary canal, that is small intestine, which is present just below the stomach. Now this small intestine is a highly coiled narrow hollow tube which is almost 7.5 meters long. In small intestine, the digestive juices from the liver, that is the liver produces the bile juice which helps in digestion of fat. At the same time, the pancreatic juice from the pancreas also helps in complete digestion of the food. So in small intestine, complete digestion of food takes place. At the same time, the absorption of the digested food also happens in small intestine. So the third step of digestion, that is absorption, takes place. We have seen ingestion, digestion, and the third step is absorption, which takes place in the small intestine with the help of villi. Now villi are the finger-like projections which increases the area of absorption of food in the small intestine. Now this villi is supplied with the blood vessels. So already we discussed what is absorption. Absorption is nothing but the digested food getting into the bloodstream. So this happens here. The absorbed food in the blood moves into the cell components, and here the fourth step of nutrition, that is assimilation, happens. Then moving on to the alimentary canal, now the undigested food, unwanted food just moves into the next part of it, that is large intestine. Now this large intestine is a hollow tube a little wider than the small intestine. Here the salts and the water get reabsorbed and the solid wet waste, which we call it as feces, moves into the next part of alimentary canal, that is rectum. From the rectum, these feces moves out of the body through anus. This is what we call it as excretion. So all the 5 steps of the nutrition has happened, that is ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, excretion. In the next session, we will be discussing about digestion in ruminants and digestion in amoeba.